Hey guys, how are you? I hope you've enjoyed the first few days of lessons. Today we're talking about eating habits, mindfulness, emotions, and all that kind of stuff. And I just want everybody to focus. I'm not going to provide huge amounts of literature today, just a little video from me and a few pointers. I want everybody to focus on how you talk about food, what you catch yourself saying. An example could be, oh, I've got to get dinner on. As opposed to, ooh, what delicious thing could I do for dinner? Now, you might laugh at me and say, sometimes I've just got to get dinner on, but those are the food companies projecting through us the message that we don't have time to cook, that cooking is a chore, that food is a chore, that mealtime is a chore, that easy and quick is the way forward. But when it comes to food and the health of our digestive system and the connection with the people we love, then easy and quick is absolutely not the way to go. Of course, easy and quick in the sense that a lot of beautiful real food is easy and quick, is and can be, but what they're trying to tell us is unfortunately turning into an I don't have time scenario, and food isn't worth my consideration or my time. And that's what we want to avoid. Now, the second thing we want to avoid is our tone that we use to describe certain foods to ourselves and to our kids if we've got children. Now, I'll give you an example. When we speak to ourselves, I've had a terrible day, I need a treat, and we just instantly move into food. Could we switch that around and for the next few days have a look at what it might look like to say, oh, I've had a terrible day, I'm going to go for a walk in my absolute favorite coastal location or valley or a beautiful block where you love to look at the houses, and replace that emotional tendency towards eating something really sweet or something really salty full of vegetable oil like hot chips, and actually replacing it with another delicious thing to us, and rediscover, if you like, some of those things that we find delicious that have absolutely nothing to do with food. So that would be an example of emotional tendency towards treating ourselves and rewarding ourselves with food for us, but also for what we do for kids. Now, when you think about how you talk to your kids when they're just taking forever with the vegetables, let's say, or something that you want them to eat that they're not eating, and a tone that you might use would be, eat your broccoli, Johnny, with a big stern look on your face. And what you really want to be saying is, oh, can I share a piece of that broccoli with you, Johnny? Okay, let's play I'll have one, you have one. And to really just start to make it look like not only do you want them to eat that food, but you love that food and you think that is delicious, and you would be so grateful if they shared their most special vegetables with you. Now, some of you might be laughing. I may even have lost some of you there. But stick with me. Think about the way now that we talk about treats. So we say, who wants a little cupcake? Or who's been a good boy and wants a mango? Or who wants to finish all their dinner so they can have a piece of chocolate cake, or all the things. And you use this term. We all have done it. I know I've done it. Where we build up these things that really aren't sort of shouldn't be the main focus of nutrition. We tend to give them the main focus of our tone and the main focus of our joy and the sound of love and the sound of preciousness to the things we should be eating the absolute least of. So with kids and with yourself over the next few days, I would love for you to just think about the tone you're using. Think about the way you introduce foods to yourself and to the people around you, to your family. Think about, instead of saying, eat your vegetables, how can we start to make vegetables fun, delicious? And I don't mean by cutting out pretty shapes. I'm really not into all that stuff. We don't do that in France. I'm half French. Kids eat vegetables and that's just the end, because they're brought up to love them. They really are. A lot of butter helps. That's a little French trick. And I've wooed many a kid who's come over to dinner for our place into eating vegetables for the first time sometimes, and parents are shocked that so-and-so ate zucchini or this one ate capsicum or whatever it might be, because we're serving it with super delicious guacamole or really yummy butter and herbs. And it's really just about giving the stuff we should be eating the most of the most love and consideration, so that we're actually starting to form new positive delicious habits towards what should provide most of our nutrients. So vegetables, obviously, king, and then pasture-raised organic meats, eggs, fish, nuts, seeds, fruit, and some of the beautiful whole grains and legumes, if they suit you, properly traditionally prepared, which we've already gone through a little bit on produce and pantry days, and there'll certainly be a bit more on that over the next few days. So I would love to see what you come back with about yourself, about how you emotionally talk to yourself in relation to certain foods, about how you use emotion and tone in a way to get kids excited about the stuff that we should be eating the least of, and how we can maybe start to have a bit of a play with starting to be just as positive, if not more enthusiastic, about beautiful, healthful, whole, real foods. And I did mention mango earlier as one of the things that's absolutely fine to eat a mango every now and then, unless you're fructose intolerant. But, you know, it's just the way that we talk about sweet things, and chips are treated as reward, treated as you've been the best, treated as bribe, treated as something that all of us in this family think is the best. So how can we do that with foods that we absolutely love? And I will share a few tips for you today. I hope you've been given a little bit of food for thought there, and I can't wait to hear some feedback come through as people start experimenting with their emotions and habits, and talk towards certain foods. Bye.